Why is that only giving me 10 minutes? And I'm fixing to just have to let it be. Okay. Years of error, mechanic, whatever you want to call it, not exactly mechanic. That was really no big deal. I was pushing the wrong way. Now, you get this funky design of a nut. Just trying to make sure I've got the right piece. Sun is not my helper right now. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Well, that's the only thing that can be. I hate using this $800 to $1,000 flashlight. The light on the dumb phone, smartphone. No, that is not it. Okay, so oh, there it is. I told you I'm not a mechanic. And I don't mind looking dumb on this, not dumb, just learning, but on the camera, especially if it'll help somebody out trying to do the exact same thing I'm doing. If I can give a little bit of boost of confidence, and all I mean is if I can find it, so can you. Just as I was turning that nut, nothing was turning on the thread side, which it's really close to where that hardware is, but at the same time it's still the wrong hardware to get fan shroud off. Once again, compact and small cars, and that means there's compact room, which means it's a pain in the rump, but entirely possible. God is good with giving us the means to have the vehicles and being able to figure out stuff as we go. No complaints here. I'll tune you back in when it's more interesting. For the record, me and my dad decided a long time ago, I'm 56 now, I was 17 then, if you don't drop a tool or a part onto the ground, dead between the tires where you gotta almost pretty much get on your belly to find it, to get it, then you're not a good mechanic. And yes, we decided that on self-defense because we drop stuff all the time, and I just did. Just didn't get it on camera. But I am now going to see about getting this fan shroud off of here. Uh-oh. Well, we're gonna pause again because I don't really see where I'm. You've got to be kidding me. You can't even reach that thing. Because, I mean, there's something in the way of it. I'll tune back in a minute. They've got to be joking me. Chrysler Dodge must have been feeling a little woozy when they designed this thing in '03 or whatever year it was to design. We got to go under the thing to take off the fan shroud. And I can't get a ratchet on it. Tell me what sense that makes. At least with General Motors, and I think with Ford, or at least the ones that I work on, which is 2003. Well, this is not General Motors, this is Jeep and Dodge. Well, I'll try that in a minute. When I take the fan shroud off of them, 2 bolts up top, fits in a notch at the bottom. That makes sense. It's easy and it's secure. Be back with you in a minute. Thank God, quite literally, thank God for the abilities to be able to do that. I can't do any of this for any kind of stretch of time. As a matter of fact, the next 2 days I'm probably going to be pretty silent because I got to recover. Even though, well, I mean, you can hear me winded now, and I didn't do quite enough for normal to be winded. Anyway, let's see if we can get the fan shroud out. Put these over here so I don't lose them. Yes, I just splashed myself. Oh. Good grief, this puppy's heavy. I'll put you on pause again. Ah! I got it! Finally. Whew. Sometimes just getting to it wears you out. Success. This thing has electric fan as well as a mechanical. All fine, well and good. It's just a pain in the rock. Now, if I didn't warp this pulley, since I had tools on the ground, since I was working on the ground. That's the thermostat. That part's doing fine. That's not 10 millimeter. not 12 millimeter. It's not 14 millimeter. Ah, it says 13 millimeter. Okay, these want to be a pain in the butt too. Makes sense, they don't need to come off until you're ready for them to come off. Actually, no, let's see. We'll have to look at the new one to see what the bolt pattern is, see if anything's in the way. I just proved that something is in the way. Here we go again. I'll show you what I'm doing, and then I'm going to pause it again. I don't mind you showing the struggle, or showing you the struggle, but it's just long and boring. Right there's the water pump pulley. These bolts here, nuts, bolts, I said it right the first time, are the ones that have to come off. But I had to get everything else first before I could get to that. I'll get back with you in a minute. I might not be the brightest bulb in the box, but I got him figured out. Which means, not to sound insulting, that's not what I mean at all. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You can do it if you're so inclined to doing it. I finally figured out how to get the crowbar in there, or not exactly the crowbar, but about the same thing. To get the pulley still enough to get the bolts loose to get them out of there. I'm narrowing down on actually getting to the bolts for the water pump. And it's about blooming time. And I know any of y'all that have done any of this before, you know what I'm talking about. Never seen so much have to. A friend of mine, I'll just say that this way. A friend of mine, is that thing rolling? Yeah. A friend of mine commented, now he was talking about diesels. I love a diesel. I have no call for a diesel. I have no justification for the money for a diesel. And even when you bypass I could find one and get it cheap and fix it, it's still double or triple the quart of oil, the maintenance on it, oil changes and stuff. It's just expensive, and I don't pull anything. I don't have a need for that. I'd love one. I love the sound of them, especially the older ones that actually make noise. Not obnoxious noise, but noise. But anyway, that's another whole thing. If I'm going to get this done, I gotta keep going. Why y'all keep distracting me and making me talk? Oh, it's because of the video. Good point. Okay, I need an extension. And for anybody that might be wondering, I'm not being goofy for the camera. It's just me. Oh. I'll wait and pull them bottom ones off when I get to the regular channel lock would be better, but this will work. But for that lower one, I think I'll be better off to have the water pump turned up here a little bit. Get to it. Oh, you're off the metal, that's why it made that harder to get to. Oh, stupid me, wasn't paying attention. Not really stupid, just feel goofy because I didn't realize it was the same hose. I wouldn't have fought it nearly so hard. And then in reality, yeah, I got that one out of the way to make it easier, but I also need to get that separated. There. That one's on first. Does that accidentally fit? No. Does that accidentally fit? Look at there. 3/4 inch for the heater. Okay, you'll come loose up there. This may pivot around. Come here, let me show you. I've got the sun in my eyeballs, I can't really tell. And that's in reflection. This one right here, to that nut, if it's on the screen, sorry if it's not. But it runs back here to the heater hose, to the heater core. And I'll just disconnect the hose so that thing will twist around and I'll get him back together in a minute. Wrong one. There we go. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Get you up where you're not leaking. Now I get the other piece off. After I get the water pump off. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 2. Looks like 4. What did I say this is? 3/4. Nope. That's it, M&M. My fingers are too nasty to figure out what it is. I think I said it a minute ago anyway. I'm going to get the new pump out and put the bolts in the same holes. Well, it does appear I overlooked one. And keep the blades clean so it don't get clogged right off the bat. Okay. Aha. There's one no-see-em at the very bottom. The other reason that I got the new water pump out. That had all my back's going to do for a little bit. Would like to get this thing off first though. The reason I like to get these screws out, bolts, excuse me, is some of them can be longer than others, and you really need the right length in at which one. I don't really know that applies to this vehicle, I'm not sure, but I also know some of these can go into the water jacket in the engine block and therefore need, and I say this is the longest one I've got. And it is in the water jacket, I do believe, because it's wet at the tip. And on that one, I'll need to put the thread I don't forgot what it's called, but you put it on the thread so that water don't come through the threads and leak. It's not thread lock because that holds the hardware. Oh. You know what? I got the antifreeze for it. We're gonna let it ride. I ain't gonna get in a hurry. I gotta clean the surface off once I pull the water pump off anyway. So there ain't gonna be no such thing as a hurry. Besides that, I don't have the hurry gear. There. Yeah, that's a blooming mess. Now I can get this other hose off. As soon as I get pliers that work. I got to go get some cleaning stuff. I'll be back with y'all in a minute. Okay, fellas. My bag's had enough. Got it off. There's the new one. But the rest will have to wait till tomorrow. I just can't keep going tonight. So, once again, if anybody, for future reference for me, anybody, or if you got any questions for me, which, again, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a mechanic at all. But, let your fingers do the talking. And if you got any suggestions for me for the next time I have to do this, I'm all ears. I welcome the learning. God bless you all. Read James 4, 7, and 8. That's the one on my ministry card on my other channel. Anyway, till the next one.